Go.
Hey, welcome to video number 221 of Walker This Way with Hazel Walker, the queen of all things
BNI and networking.
I am Mark Simmons. Hazel,
Yes.
tomato, potato. I say insurance and you say,
Yes, you have to have it.
how do you say insurance though?
Insurance.
I say insurance and you say, you always stress the in of insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah, we say it differently, but it means the same thing.
Well, it's like the difference between Australia and Australia. America and America.
Correct. Yeah. But either way, it's insurance, and that's been a topic that's come up for us.
Uh-huh.
It was a lousy lead into this topic. I admit it. It's cool. Just go with it. But it really has been a topic for us about who needs insurance. When do you ask for insurance from a member when you're onboarding? Who should have it? Who doesn't need it? Why do they need it? ... So let's have a discussion about
insurance.
There it is. Or insurance. Okay, go.
Well, it's what has come up is, does BNI require members to have insurance on their businesses? And does BNI require members to have licenses if they're supposed to be licensed? And if there's no written requirement, like there is not a policy or anything like that, but it is an interview question that is very valid.
Right.
And the reason it's valid, so, how we frame things is very important. You can say something this direct and I can frame it differently and it gets more accepted than just being a really short direct, right? So if you are in real estate now, do you have to carry insurance?
Yeah, we have liability insurance, E&O insurance. It comes with the license. Yeah.
So there's insurance tied to your licensing.
Definitely.
And can you choose not to carry that insurance?
No.
So it's a requirement.
Yeah.
And I'm sure for attorney, like we have to have liability insurance on our business because we're in a people business, right? So there's liability. So that's the question that you need to ask when you're doing interviews. It's not a question of, hey, Mark, it's required by BNI that everybody be licensed and insured in their business. That's not a thing.
Right.
What is a thing is my reputation rides on every referral I give. My credibility rides on every single referral I give. If I give a referral to someone to use you as a real estate agent, and you are not actually licensed or insured, you don't have your insurance, you're not licensed, and something goes wrong, and you get sued, there is a very good chance I could be named in that too.
Yeah. Right?
Because I referred, or at the very least, my reputation is going to be destroyed with this person. Could be a client, could be family, could be whatever. They're going to be very upset at me. Why would you refer me to someone who wasn't a licensed agent? Right? And so there's all of these trades. This is various, especially in trade. You remember we had one guy tell us what he was doing, gas work.
Yeah, he stood up in front of the room and made it really clear to us that he was a plumber and gas fitter. But in BC, you don't need to be certified to be a gas fitter or a plumber, and he just does it. And they onboarded this guy. He's been in the chapter, and he argued with us that you didn't need certification. He just woke up one day and said, "I'm a plumber and gas fitter." And I said, "I don't think that's true."
Yeah, I would think there'd be licensing and really liability insurance, right?
Right.
So I would not want to refer him to my family and friends, because what if he did something wrong?
Correct.
What if something happened? So in order to protect my reputation, I want to know that when the membership committee is doing an interview, they are at least asking that question. Hey, Mark, do you have current licenses and current insurance for your profession? Are you required to carry license and insurance, Mark? If the answer is yes, do you have current license and insurance? Simple as that. Are you required and do you have?
Yeah.
And that's not just to protect me, that's to protect the entire chapter, because remember, the membership committee is responsible for looking at the well-being of all members, not just a few members. And we don't want to be onboarding people who aren't proper, right? Even our mission statement says that we are inviting and bringing in business professionals, right?
Right.
So we want to pay close attention to the people that we're doing, because it's all of our reputations. And if you always think about that, you'll be a little more cognizant about who you're bringing into the room, making sure that they have valid companies. And I gotta tell you, we've had scam artists in BNI more than a few times in Indiana.
We've had them here. There was a case a few years, well, before you became the owner of here, just before, where there was a realtor in the chapter who was actually sanctioned by the real estate board and had temporarily lost their license for 6 months, but they're still in the chapter asking for business as a realtor. Didn't say anything, but they're actually not legally allowed to practice real estate.
Yeah, when we had an attorney who was sanctioned by the Bar Association and couldn't do law for 1 year, but he was still a member.
Yeah. So it happens.
Yeah, so it is important, but the thing is, when you're asking it at the interview of a new member, you got to remember to ask, is there any reason that your licensing and insurance has changed since we last reviewed your membership?
Yeah.
Right? You need to ask that question, because you may not ever know that I've been sanctioned.
Right.
Unless it was made public knowledge. You may never know that. So you got to ask that question.
And prior to our online things, when we were all meeting in person, there was a few chapters even here in BC who had a binder at the front on the visitor host table that if your business required you to be certified or something, they had your copy of your certification in the binder so people could see it. And that's one of the things they actually did ask for on the renewal interview, is we need to see the new copy to put in the binder.
That's a fair call, because it is my reputation, and It is all my fellow members' reputations.
Yeah.
We want to do business with you. And if a visitor or a guest come in, they want to know that you are, we have vetted you. We tell people we vet who comes into our chapters. So strangers come into our chapters and they're assuming we have indeed vetted.
Right. So, to sum it all up, does BNI require? BNI does not require. It's not a BNI thing. But government might, municipalities might, your profession might. There are other entities that might require certain professions, trades, etc., to be certified, qualified, have insurance, carry liability, E&O insurance, and things like that. Those are the questions you need to be asking. Does your profession require it? Then we need to see it. Not take your word for it, but then we need to see it.
We need to see that you really are. And if a chapter wants to do that, we encourage them to look out for their own well-being.
Yeah. So, just be assured that insurance, hot topic, ask for it. It's okay to ask for it. Try to connect insurance and assurance, but that didn't work well.
And you know what? If they tell you, well, I don't have the insurance, we have an insurance agent who can help you.
100%. Every chapter has one. It's one of the top seats in a chapter. So There's a referral right there, my friends.
Exactly.
All right, Hazel Walker. Till next time.
See you then.
Bye.